the ball, Joe. Two.
Had the ball ripped away by Clark. He's got a breakaway to the line, to the lane, to the hoop, lays it up and in. Andre Clark with the bucket. Bulldogs down 14-4, 2:49 to go in the opening quarter in Lions. Will Chambliss, right wing, pulled his dribble. Now he passes to Mincey between the rings. Back to Chambliss into the quarter to Eason, out to Mincey. Thought about cranking up a three, but he was covered up by Clark. Now Chambliss on the left-hand dribble between the rings. 2.5 to play opening quarter. And Vidalia leads by 10. Dribble penetration and traveling called against Mincey and the Indians. Dribbler passes inside. Nice one to Dillard. Goes to the hoop and scores. Brandon Dillard makes it 14-6 Vidalia. 11 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Massey with the ball. Fires it high. Now 5 seconds. 4. Eason back out top. Massey for three off the iron, no good, and that's it for the opening quarter. The Bulldogs fell down by a big number, but now going to the second quarter, they're down 14-6 as we'll take a break. You're listening to the Bulldogs on MixLR and Toombsnow.com. On to the baseline, collected by Jalen Mobley, the three-point shooter who hit 3 last night. Opened up a game at Islands, hitting his first 3 shots, all 3 balls. He scored 20 in that ball game. He could really stroke it, but he's got to get an open look against these Indians. Eason on the turnaround from 10, it won't go. Clark collects a rebound, back to Eason, and he scores, this time from 4 feet. His first bucket, and the Bulldogs are down 16-9. Indians back the other way quickly. Page into the corner. Off to Eason, had the ball knocked away, and a Bulldog foul on a reach-in. Passes it back to Jones. Now back to Mincey. Meadows all over him, but then he's screened off the play. As Powell drives, the ball's knocked free. Powell gets it back, tosses it up, no good. Rebound to Carlos Eason. Meadows with the basketball. Bulldogs down by 7. Long feed to Mobley. Shoots a long 3 in the air. It's good. He hit one last night a step away from the sideline. That was a long bomb. He's got 23 balls this season. The Bulldogs suddenly down by just 4. 5 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the opening half. There's a shot way off the mark, off glass only for Mincey. And a rebound to the Toombs County Bulldogs. Here comes Andre Clark across the timeline. Passing inside, Eason on the turnaround, bouncing it in. Carlos Eason. Now with 4 points, and the Bulldogs have pulled it within 2. And remember, they were down by a rather big number early. I believe it was 10-2. Penetration by Chambliss into the corner. Passing it high to Powell. Indians working around the outside. Mincey with the basketball on the right wing. Jones comes high, collects the pass off the floor. Takes a turn, passes into the corner. Powell the drive, and he's called for an offensive foul drawn by Carlos Eason. Stepped in there with good position and drew the offensive foul. An Indian turnover, and the Bulldogs with a chance to tie it with a 2-ball or take a lead with a 3. In the opening half, Indians with the basketball, Bulldogs playing man-to-man defense. Mincey dribbles toward the free throw line. He's covered up by Meadows. Indians work it down the right side of the court to Mincey again. Shoots off a screen from 16, off the iron, no good. Rebound to Eason, throws it underneath to Adams, fires it up in the lane and in. His first 2. And the Bulldogs trail by 3, 18-15. High feed to Carlos Eason. Makes the catch, and the Bulldogs are running. Here comes Meadows to the hoop, puts it up. No, and he's called for an offensive foul. Mincey, right wing, penetrates and fires up a 17-footer. It's good. He's got 7. Dogs down by 6. Jalen Mobley across the timeline. He's double-teamed. He hands it off to Morgan. Back to Mobley on the right side. Mobley sends it down low to Dillard. Knocked out of bounds by the Indians. Long feed to Meadows. Makes a catch and drives. Puts it up and in, and a foul. DR shooting for a 3-point play. Contact as he went down to the floor. and up near the padded wall. He's okay. And he'll shoot for the three-point play with the Bulldogs trailing 25-18. So Meadows with all his points in this little spurt right here. Free shot up, swish. He's got 4. Dogs down by 6, 25-19. 80 seconds to play in the opening half. Indians with the basketball. Page on the dribble, backs it out. Passing to Mincey. Dribbles the ball left-handed, now stops. He's covered up by Keyshawn Morgan. Now passing to Page, who floats in the lane. Fires up a 10-footer, no good. Rebound to Carlos Eason. He has great hands, kind of like an Al Horford of the Hawks, and he makes a fine rebound. Here comes D.R. Meadows with the basketball. D.R. on the penetration, lost the ball, and Mincey to the line, to the lane, to the hoop, and scores on a breakaway after the turnover. Bulldogs down 38-19. Morgan draws a double team, passes to D.R. Meadows, dribbles down the right wing, sends it down low. Little bank shot drops in for Darius Scott. He's got 4 points. Dogs down by 17. Indians into the front court. Adams sends a pass off to Mincey, who works off a screen and fires up a 15-footer from the top. No good. Rebound out of bounds. No pressure on him right now. He passes to D.R. Meadows. He'll swing the ball to Keyshawn Morgan. Back to D.R. Back to Keyshawn into the corner. Mobley for 3 in the air. Swish. Mobley with his second 3 ball. He's got 6. I got him with 21 3 balls this season. Dogs down by 14. You could get back into a game with a 3 ball, especially when Mobley and Meadows get hot. Adams, right side. Penetration by Chambliss. Back to Adams, and a traveling violation against the Indians on a 2-man game on the right side of the court. But the big guy, Bulldogs trail by 18. Mobley penetrating, floats up a right-handed shot, no good. Rebound to Eason, and the Indians are running. Long feed to Mincey, makes a catch, drives, and scores. Mincey breaking to the hoop with his speed has scored 20. Dogs are down by 20. Mincey floats a high pass, caught by Will Chambliss. And he dribbles to the left side, throws a bad pass to Mincey, out of bounds. Bulldogs get it back with 7 seconds remaining. Left to go 3/4 length to get off a shot against Indian pressure. Clark to inbound for the Dogs, throws it to Jalen Mobley. Mobley dribbling the basketball, approaching the timeline, draws a double team, throws it to Morgan, shoots it up for 3. Eason tries to follow right before the buzzer on an air ball. Almost got it to go. The ball hit the rim and would not drop in. So the Bulldogs will go into the fourth quarter trailing 46-28. As we take a break, you're listening to the Bulldogs on TombsNow.com and MixLR. Bulldogs with the basketball. Mobley right side of Clark. Ball deflected off his fingertips. He got it back. Andre driving to the hoop, puts it up and in. So Andre with his 5th point. Second bucket. Bulldogs down by 16. 7:19 to go. We're in the fourth quarter in Lions. Lady Indians won their ball game. Mincey driving around Morgan to the hoop, puts it up and in. He's been a handful tonight for all the Bulldog defenders. He has 24. And the Indians have a 48-30 lead. The Indians will make a change in their lineup. Bring Adams back in. He scored 4 points. Dogs have Brandon Dillard, Carlos Eason, Jalen Mobley, Keyshawn Morgan, and Andre Clark on the floor. Inbound to Eason. Had to make a real difficult catch against a double team. Here comes Clark dribbling with the left hand. Fires up a long shot. Swish. It's an 18-footer. Andre was 7. Bulldogs down by 16. Page on the penetration, cut up by Mobley. He's right in the lane, passing it down to Adams. And he took a step, took a shot, blocked by Carlos Eason. And here comes Clark to the line, to the lane, to the hoop, and he scores. Clark with 9 points. So he and Eason each have 9. The Bulldogs are down by 14. Hit a couple of threes, and you're back in this baby. Oh, he got too far underneath. Dogs with a rebound. Clark driving, lobs it off to Eason, puts it up and in. Carlos Eason with his 13-point. Averaging nearly 16, and the Bulldogs will take a timeout, down by a dozen. 3:17 to play in the ball game. It's 50-38. Vidalia leading Toombs County as we break on MixLR and TombsNow.com. So the Bulldogs get the ball with 2:39 to play, and it's 50-38. Vidalia leading Toombs County. D.R. Meadows in the backcourt. The Indians continue to apply backcourt pressure. DR approaching the timeline, needs to avoid the double team, and he does by passing to Keyshawn Morgan. He throws it to Carlos Eason. He kicks it back to Meadows for three in the air. Swish. DR hit some three balls last night, drops in his first one of this ball game to make it a 9-point game with 2:18 to play. Chambliss passing left wing to Mincey. Let's see if the Dogs can get a defensive stop against the Indians and him in particular. He's in trouble. Now he's got to pass the ball. Ball collected by Massey. Off of the left wing to Chambliss, covered up by Meadows. Runs him off a screen. Meadows stays with him. Now the pass down to Eason. Against double team, fires it up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up again, no good. Meadows and Morgan fight for the rebound. Morgan has it. Now to DR Meadows with 1:49 to go. DR into the front court, draws a double team, had the ball poked away by Massey. Long feed, Mincey to the hoop, missed the shot, followed up and in by Will Chambliss. And he's got a dozen, and we got a timeout on the court. As the Bulldogs were trying to make a 9-point game, a 7-point game, and now it's an 11-point game. 52-41, Indians leading with 1:39 to play in the game as we break on MixLR and Toomsnow.com. Here come the Indians with 5. They're going to dribble out the clock with 3, with 2, with 1, and the Vidalia Indians beat the Toombs County Bulldogs 56-41 in lines tonight. Vidalia winning the opening quarter 14-6, the second one 19-13, the third quarter 15-9. And the Indians are outscored in the fourth quarter by the Bulldogs 13-10. But Vidalia winning by 15 points, 56-41. Leading scorer for the Bulldogs, Carlos Eason with 13. Andre Clark came off the bench and scored 9. DR Meadows scored 7. Jalen Mobley 6, hitting a couple of 3 balls.